everyone, it's Tammy Pally, aka the Crafty Princess, and this is a jewelry making video for you today. This one I'm going to talk about some of the jewelry that I've been making, as well as projects I have in the works. In particular, I think some of you guys might be interested in the crochet jewelry I've been making. I've been posting a few pictures on Instagram and Facebook, and I've gotten some response from people on there, so I thought maybe I will show you kind of how I'm doing it. This is not a how to crochet jewelry video at all. In fact, it's just something I thought occasionally I might talk about, because really jewelry is where my crafting roots, I guess, come from. I have done a lot of fiber over the years, of course, but for 16 and a half years I was the jewelry making guide at about.com. And that required that I design jewelry and also write the projects and run the site, and there was a forum connected to it and everything. I have about 8 jewelry books published from publishers like Query and Wiley and Cengage. So jewelry making is a huge deal. For about 8 years I also spent selling my jewelry through arts and crafts shows, and I used to sell to boutiques and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of got away from talking about it in social media too much, not doing videos, really not writing about it too much, because I got to the point where every time I would try to, make something, I was in this mindset that I had to take pictures and write out step-to-step projects and all that kind of thing. And a few times since leaving About, I have been, pulled into new projects, and for various reasons new projects related to jewelry making. I should finish my thought there. And for various reasons, they did not work out. And I'm not really sure. I don't know if it's because I've just got burnt out on all of it. It's not like I stopped making jewelry, but the sharing of it, I guess, was something I really wasn't into. I didn't want the pressure of, now it's a project, or maybe I have to sell this piece of jewelry or whatever. I just want to make it just to make it. But I do like sharing, about it a little bit. So I thought occasionally I might do a video. I'm not necessarily against ever writing about jewelry again. I did have a book proposal that was related to jewelry making that went around, and I did have one editor tell me it was a brilliant idea, but nobody wanted to buy into the brilliant idea. And then I also blogged for a while for a company, and I did it long distance, and there was the follow-through kind of on their end to bring me into the loop of things was not keen, and so the relationship was a little strained, I felt, because they kind of expected me to know things that I wouldn't possibly know if nobody told me. But anyway, all that aside, I'm still making jewelry, people. Sometimes I have people like, why aren't you posting on your blog about your jewelry and stuff? So, and like most people, I kind of go into spurts where I'll make like a whole bunch of stuff, and then I won't for a while, and I'll be all about sewing or all about knitting or whatever. But lately I have been making quite a bit of interesting jewelry, and I'm going to stop here and turn the light on. That might be helpful, huh? So I guess first I'll talk about really, mainly the crochet jewelry. It's not the first time I've made crochet jewelry. I actually have a few projects. This one and this one I made a few years ago, and it's posted. Both of these are kind of like a recipe project on my tammypally.com blog, and this is some of my first, I want to say it's the very first, but it's the first where I've shown people some minor success with crocheting jewelry with beads. Okay, so basically I used, you can see that like this has crystals on there with the thread, and I finished them off. This is super tarnished. This is silver, so I finished it off with these little caps. This one I didn't finish off. I just added a loop on the end, and I use these big honking beads, and it actually looks pretty cool, when you put it it lays kind of neat. But I wasn't always super thrilled with this thread that I was using. This is some of it here. This is metallic thread. You can purchase this at most craft stores. What's nice about this is it's nice and thin, so it'll go through some really, small holes in your beads, that's kind of the tricky part, is getting the beads onto your cording, and you have to get the beads on before you start crocheting, honestly. You can't, I mean, I guess maybe there's a way to do it where you crochet and then put it on. I don't know. You got to string them all on first, okay? That's the bad news. So it's important, because then not only that, you need to know how many beads you need ahead of time, or at least put on enough so that you don't run out, depending on what you want to make. So that's one little tricky thing of it. So yeah, you can try something like this, and these are okay. I like these. I'm not in love with these. I think they're successful, but they weren't like, wow, this is what I've been trying to do. Okay, so that was a while ago. And then I found out about something called Chinese knotting cord. I mean, I'd heard of it before, but honestly, I kind of dismissed it. I thought it was sort of like rat tail, which is that silky kind of stuff. And it is similar to that, but what's nice about the Chinese knotting cord is it comes in different thicknesses. So the rat tail, I've only seen it really in kind of thick, like 1 millimeter and stuff. With this, you can get it in different thicknesses. This is 0.5 millimeter. You can get it in 0.4, I believe, is as small as I've seen it, and up to 1 millimeter. So, it's important, because you need to be able to get your beads, onto this cording. And if your cording's super thick, that means you need to have really big beads, and you just don't, to me, the drape isn't what I, was looking for. So I had actually gotten some of these when originally I bought some different knotting cords and wax linen cords and stuff to play around with. And I got them originally, I think, from Bead Shop, which has a good selection of them. And they even have some free crochet projects over there, bead crochet projects, if you want to go check them out, very detailed and stuff like that. They do not, however, use, I don't believe they use Chinese knotting cord with those projects, but I personally have discovered that I like it. And I'm using 0.5 millimeter because I want to get through beads like seed beads, but seed beads like these are an example of what I'm talking about. These are called, sometimes they're referred to as E-beads. And seed beads, the higher the number, the smaller the bead. So these would be a size 6. And you can get them, like these I think I got from Joann's. So a lot of, shops now like Michael's and A.C. Moore's and Joann's will have these kind of beads. You can find them online as well. So I'm not affiliated with them, but I got a whole bunch of different colors of Chinese knotting cord in a place called Tangles and Knots. Okay, they're online. They also have seed beads, which I got. These I think are the favorite. I wish I'd gotten more of these. I got a tube of these. They're called, the color is called Caramel, Light Caramel Ceylon, C-E-Y-L-O-N. I don't know how to say that, but these are Muki, Japanese, nice quality. I not really thinking it through. I think I just like the color and I didn't quite think about the size so much, but I got these tubes of beads from them as well. And like a dummy, these are size 8. And size 8's pretty darn small. The cording does get on here, but that's going to take me some effort to get the beads on it, more so than something like this size, which is kind of, if you're more often using crystals or gemstone beads, these are closer to like about a size 4 millimeter bead, okay, which you can also use with the knotting cord. In fact, let me show you some examples of some stuff I've made since I'm showing all the supplies. Here's a piece I made that turned out really cool. This is what I was trying to accomplish, I guess, when I first thought of crocheting with beads. These are 4mm faceted, just crystal beads. I think I got these, I'm 99% sure I got these when I was getting the bead box bargains you can get. I got the subscription for quite a while. And yes, they do twist around. I like that though. I like the twisty look. You know, there's movement to it. I finished it off with a toggle clasp and just knotted here on either side to get to secure the clasp. The pendant I picked up at Movement Rocks over on Etsy, which is my niece's Etsy shop. And I really, you know, I could wrap these rocks myself, but I want to support her, and obviously, but she has some really cool stuff. I mean, she's got this one. Here's one I'm going to make amethyst. The necklace I'm wearing, actually, even though this isn't crocheted, this is moonstone she had, and her prices are really, really reasonable. So by the time I bought the stones, you know, got the wire, made it, I just, you know, I'm more interested in the, you know, the necklace part than making the pendants. So, so anyway, but yeah, so I made this, but yeah, and you know, for the most part, you basically string the beads onto your cord, whatever you decide to pick. I've also used waxed linen cord with some success as well. It's a little stickier, you know, so in fact, do I have... No, I don't. I have something that I use, but it's not really crochet, so I guess I won't show it. But anyway, and these are just, you get everything strung on. You attach your crochet hook. I have used, I think the largest crochet hook I've used is a size F. This is, I think, a D that I've used quite a bit. And just like regular crochet, if you know, the smaller your cording is, the smaller your hook needs to be. But I've actually used both of these with the Chinese knotting cord, and it's been fine. You know, hook, attach, you know, do a slip knot, attach your hook, put a string of bead, you know, push a bead down to your hook, do a chain stitch, another bead, chain stitch, another bead, chain stitch. That's how I ended up with this. Okay, and you can add more, you know, more stitches to this, of course. But like I said, I really like this. This one here, when I made this one, this is a single crochet, a chain stitch and single crochet. And see, it does twist. So if you don't like the twisting, this will not be your thing. Okay. Here is a necklace I made where I haven't finished the ends yet, so you can just see the ends. I have to attach a clasp to those. This pendant was actually a part of an earring when I was on vacation in the Caribbean last summer. On the ship, they were selling this, you know, funky jewelry. It was quite inexpensive. I think these were like maybe $10. And the earrings were just, this was the top part, and then there was another part. So that, you know, whoa, really big. And I thought, you know, you could take the smaller part and make them into earrings, which I have them somewhere around here, and then take the top part and make a pendant out of it. So, and these are just like champagne colored crystals that I had, and this is the Chinese knotting cord, right? So, I mean, you could even probably finish it with tying it, but I like the use of the toggle clasp. It's easy to get on and off. Here's a necklace that I'm in the middle of. I'm actually going to have to redo it. I estimated wrong. I've been, like I said, yoga's been kind of an inspiration for me lately, as far as, let's turn this around the right way. This is a lotus pendant. I got this pendant from beadshop.com. I purchased it from them. And, but what I don't like how this turned out. I like, you know, the stringing and everything, and the crochet worked fine, but this is it's really long. It's longer than I wanted it to be more like here. And so, because this charm is very tiny, it's a very small, I don't know what the millimeter is, but it's quite small. I've even used these similar ones and made earrings, you know, because they're so small. So for me, I don't think the longer strand works well with such a small charm. So I'm going to redo it. But what's nice about this is I don't have to pull this whole thing apart. I can just pull, I'll have to pull up to this part and then shorten it a little bit. And the cord is still usable, because just like if this was yarn and you pulled it out, you can reuse it. It's not gonna, it might knot up a little bit, but I have not had any of this Chinese knotting cord knot on me at all when I've had to do that. So this one's going to have to be redone, but I like the colors. This is those beads that I got from Tangled in Knots. So yeah, and I'm going to put a little silver toggle clasp on it. Some other items I have in the works, necklace ideas that I'm going to be doing. This is a pendant I purchased at a bead shop in Puerto Rico last summer. So I probably am going to use some Chinese knotting cord and some beads. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure which beads I'm going to use. This is also a pendant. It was actually from a long strand that I purchased of beads from a shop in Puerto Rico, and I put the wire on and just wrapped it and made the little bail. And then this I got from Movement Rocks. This is some Amazon? I can't remember what this is. I'll put it in the comments. I'll put a little, caption or something. But you can see she wrapped it really cool looking. So, and I have I'm growing my collection of Chinese knotting cord. I went all the colors. And I will say this company, again, no affiliation, they actually have like a huge, I want to say like between $60 and $80 or so. You can buy a huge thing of these rolls, all different colors. However, what I've been doing is I've been buying these collections like this, like these were all purples, and so I'm thinking of using, this with one of these and some beads. These I think were like about $13, and you can get different, these again were 0.5 millimeter in diameter. So there you go. There's the little, these are the purples. And then here's, I got one with blues and grays and white. This is that one. So, and the other collection I got, I don't know if they're all here. I think yeah, there's some over there too, and that one, but these I got as a collection. I think this was like called Sherbert or something like that on their site. So anyway, yeah, so I'm definitely still making jewelry, everyone, and I'm kind of on a crochet bead kick now. Going to make these. What I'm going to do with them, I don't know. I'm probably going to maybe give a few away. Obviously, I'm going to keep some. So, but yeah, I don't feel the need to write a book about it. Let's put it that way. I just want to enjoy myself and make bead jewelry. So, yeah, if you have any questions, hopefully I gave you some inspiration to maybe try some of this yourself. Clearly, you need to have a basic understanding of some crochet basics, like how to get your hook onto the cord and how to do chain stitch, but pretty much that's it. I'm only using chain stitch and beads, so and I'm, by no means am I an expert on this at this point. I'm just kind of experimenting and sharing with you my limited success so far. And yeah, thank you for stopping by and spending a little time with me and sharing some jewelry love. I hope you're out there beading and crafting and doing whatever it is that makes you happy as far as crafting and dollies go. You can see I have dolls back there. So I'm going to just wrap it up here, okay? Have a wonderful dolly and crafting day and beading day, and yeah, I'll see you later.